Temple Theaters! We're back with our biannual undergraduate showcase, a tradition in place since 2004.
For the first time in a long time, many of us did get the chance to grow in person this semester. But one thing that our work has taught us on Zoom and in person is that we can find and express truth across mediums.
This is what you're about to see on your screens. Thank you, undergraduate students and Temple Theaters faculty and administration for your commitment to the work that our crafts demand. Enjoy the Fall 2021 Best of Undergraduate Showcase.
My parents must have thought they had a crazy kid, 'cause I was one of those kids who always knew what I wanted. They took me down to the airport to see all the planes depart, and watching them fly, something inside of me was starting. I was 8 when I told them that I'd be a pilot, but I was too young and too short, and there were no female captains. And my dad said, be patient, he said, just see what happens. But I took my first lesson, came down from the sky, and told my father I'd fly for the rest of my life. So I got my first job flying for a mortician in a tiny bonanza, just a corpse and me. $5 an hour for flying dead bodies. I had to climb over their faces just to get to my seat. Then suddenly the wheels lift off, the ground is falling backwards. I am suddenly alive. Suddenly I am in the cockpit. Suddenly everything's changed. Suddenly I'm not too young or too short, and the passengers in the back don't complain. Suddenly I'm flying company charters. Suddenly everything's high. Suddenly there's nothing in between me and the sky. American Airlines had the prettiest planes, so I applied as a flight engineer. But the World War II pilots, they all complained. They said girls shouldn't be in the cockpit. Hey lady, hey baby, hey, why don't you grab us a drink? And the flight attendants weren't my friends back then, and they said, are you better than us, do you think? But I kept getting hired, and the World War II crew, they retired, and the girls all thought much higher of me. 1986, the first female American captain in history. Suddenly I'm in the cockpit. Suddenly I've got my wings. Suddenly all of those pilots protesting me, well, they can get their own drinks. Suddenly there's no one saying stay grounded, looking down, passing them by. Suddenly there's nothing in between me and the sky. Suddenly I got an all-female crew. The news cut and made headlines across the world. Suddenly it stopped. No one's saying that you can't, or you won't, or you know you're not anything, 'cause you're a girl. Suddenly I'm getting married, and we're putting pins on the map where we've flown. Suddenly I am a mother, and suddenly shocked at how much they've grown. Suddenly I'm wondering how my parents would feel seeing me teach men to be pilots, 'cause suddenly I am a senior instructor, and somehow I'm 51. Suddenly I'm flying Paris to Dallas, across the Atlantic and feeling calm, when suddenly someone on air-to-air traffic says at 8:46 there's been a terrorist action, and the one thing I loved more than anything was used as the bomb. Suddenly I'm in a hotel. Suddenly something has died. Suddenly You perfect? Then why should I be? Honey, I've robbed, I've lied, I've cheated, I've cursed, I've failed. But what I'm ashamed of most is I've hated. Hated myself. Sacrificed my flesh so that others might feel whole again. I thought it was my duty. The only good thing I had to offer this world. What else was a poor black woman, the mule of the world, here for? Last night, in the back of an alley, I drew my last breath. A man clasped his hands like a necklace around my throat, and as my breath got ragged and raw, I looked into his big blue eyes and I saw the hell that this old world had put him through. The time he saw his father hang a man, the time he saw his mother raped. I felt so sorry for him. I saw what the world had put him through, and I still couldn't forgive. I hated him for stealing my breath. And when I crossed onto the other side, God, oh, she's more gorgeous than me. Her hair, the color of midnight, and her eyes shine brighter than the stars, and her hair, well, just you wait till you see her hair. God stood there before me with this look on her face. I just know she was just so disappointed in me. I was just crying, weeping at her feet, begging her not to throw me down. All that sin, all that grime on my soul, all that hatred in my heart. But then I looked up and I saw that she was smiling down at me. I got a special task for you, she says. And if you complete it, all your sins will be washed away. I opened up my file and I saw that it was you. What could little old me get to big old you? I thought you was gonna be perfect. Well, you ain't. But then you are. You have the biggest heart I've ever known. You have the strength to love those who could never love you back. If I had just a fraction of the love that you have for this world, then maybe, just maybe, I could be half the angel you are.
Where were you?
Out.
Where?
Just out. Thinking.
It's late.
Had a lot to think about.
I burned dinner.
I'm sorry.
Not my dinner. My dinner was fine. Your dinner. I put it back in the oven and turned everything up as high as it could go till it turned black. It's still hot. Very hot. Want it?
You didn't have to do that.
Oh, I know. Just seemed like the kind of thing a mentally deranged, sex-starved, pill-popping housewife would do.
Uh-huh.
So I did it. Who knows anymore what I have to do?
How many pills?
A bunch. Don't change the subject.
I will talk to you when you're...
No. Don't do that. I'm fine. Pills are not the problem. Not our problem. I want to know where you've been. I want to know what's going on.
Going on with what? The job?
Not the job.
I said I need more time.
Not the job.
Mr. Cohn, I talked to him on the phone. He said I needed to hurry. But I can't get you to talk sensibly about anything.
Shut
so-
up!
Then what?
Stick to the subject.
I don't know what that is. You have something you want to ask me? Then ask. Go!
Can't. I'm scared of you.
I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Tell me without making me ask, please.
This is crazy. I'm
When
not.
I come through the door at night, your face is never exactly the way I remembered it. I get scared by something mean and hard about the way you look. Even the way of you in bed at night, the way you breathe in your sleep seems unfamiliar. You terrify me.
I know who you are.
Yes, I'm the enemy. That's easy. That doesn't change. You think you're the only one who hates sex. I do. I hate it if you don't. Dream that you battle away at me until my joints come apart like wax and I fall into pieces. It's like a punishment. It was wrong of me to marry you. I knew you. It's a sin, and it's killing us both.
You can always tell when you've taken all these pills because your face gets all red and sweaty. Frankly, that's very much the reason why I don't like. Well, you aren't very pretty. Not like this.
I have something to ask you!
Then ask me! Ask me! What in the hell?
Are you? If you try to walk out right now, I'll put your dinner back in the oven. I'll turn it up so high that the whole building will fill with smoke, and everyone in it will asphyxiate. So help me God, I will. Now answer the question.
What if I...
Then tell me. Please. I'm listening.
No. No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't see what the difference it makes. I think we ought to pray. Ask God for help. Ask Him together.
God won't talk to me. I have to make up people to talk to me.
You have to keep asking.
I forgot the question. Oh yeah. God is my husband.
Stop it! Stop it! I'm warning you. Does it really make that much of a difference that I may be something else deep within? No matter how wrong or ugly that thing is, so long as I have fought with everything in me to kill it. What do you want from me? What do you want from me, Harper? More than that? There's nothing left. I'm a shell. There's nothing left to kill. As long as my behavior is what I know it has to be. Decent. Correct. That alone in the eyes of
No,
God.
not that. It's you talk. Mormon talk. I hate it, Joe. Tell me. Say it.
All I know is that I'm a good man who's worked very hard to become good. And you want to destroy that. You want to destroy me. But I'm not going to let you do that.
I'm gonna have a baby.
Liar.
You liar. A baby born addicted to pills. Who doesn't dream but hallucinates? Who stares up at us with big mirror eyes? Doesn't know who we are.
Are you really?
No. Yes. No. Yes. Get away from me. Now we both have a secret.
Ask me no reason why I love you. For though love you's reason, he admits him for his physician, not for his counselor. You are not young, no more am I. Go to then, there is sympathy. You are merry, so am I. Then there's more sympathy. You love sack, and so do I. Would you desire better sympathy? Let it suffice thee, Mistress Page, at least that the love of a soldier can suffice, that I love thee. I will not say pity me, 'tis not a soldier-like phrase, but I say love me, by me, thine own true knight, by day or night, or any kind of light, with all his might for thee to fight. John Falstaff. What a herod of Jewry is this? Oh, wicked world, one that is well nigh worn to pieces with age to show himself a young gallant? What an unweighed behavior hath this Flemish drunkard Pickett out of the devil's name out of my conversation that he dares in this manner assay me? Why, he hath not been thrice in my company. What should I say to him? I was then frugal of my mirth, heaven forgive me. Why, I'll exhibit a bill in the Parliament for the putting down of men. How shall I be revenged on him? For revenged I will be as sure as his guts are made of puddings.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems their affections have their full bent. Love me. Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. The lady is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear them witness, and virtuous. 'Tis so, I cannot reprove it, and wise. But for loving me, by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No, the world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother, that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? What, though you have no beauty, as by my faith I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed, must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more in you than in the ordinary of nature's sail work. Odds my little life. I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No faith, proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can entame my spirits to your worship. You, foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her like foggy south puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show her. But, mistress, know yourself. Down on your knees and thank heaven fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you friendly in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So, take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
Tonight, yeah, the red eye. I'll be in Arizona on Monday.
It's my fault.
What?
It's not fair to you, this whole...
Tell me. Let me help.
I took advantage of you. And worst of all, I'm not alone. I did this with a kid. I was just on some ride where I thought I was in love enough for both of us. I did this. And at least I can do something about it now.
Well, I'm not the guy who's going to run. I stick.
I don't need you to stick.
You want
I don't know.
my soul? Or something?
Why fucking not? I deserve it.
Dorothy. What if I'm just not built that way?
I think we made a mistake here.
What if it's true? Great at friendship, bad at intimacy. I mean, come on. It's the theme of my bachelor film.
I know. I watched it. I sort of know it by heart.
I don't like to give up.
Oh, please. I need to make the best of things, and you need to be what? Responsible? If one of us doesn't say something now, we might lose 10 years being polite about it. Why don't we call this next road trip what it is? A nice long break.
So what about Ray?
There's no question, you'll be friends. Of course you'll be friends.
So this break is a break up?
Come on, Jared. You know this isn't easy for me. I mean, on the surface, you'd almost think everything was fine. See, I've got this great guy who loves my kid. And he sure does like me a lot. I can't live that way. It's not the way I'm built.
You know, not everything has to be so goddamn important all the time. Not every painting has to rip your guts out and expose your soul. Not everyone wants art that actually hurts. Sometimes you just want a fucking still life, or a landscape, or a soup can, or a comic book, which you might learn if you ever left this hermetically sealed submarine here with all the windows closed and no natural light, because natural light isn't even good enough for you. But then again, nothing is ever good enough for you. Not even the people who buy your pictures. Museums are nothing but mausoleums. Art galleries are run by pimps and swindlers. Oh, and art collectors are nothing but shallow social climbers. So, who is good enough to own your art? Anyone? Or maybe the real question is, who's good enough to even see your art? Is it possible that no one is worthy enough to even look at your pictures? That's it, isn't it? We've all been weighed in the balance and been found wanting. You say you spend your life in search of real human beings. People who can look at your art with compassion. But in your heart, you no longer believe that those people exist. So you lose hope. So you lose faith. So black swallows red.
I talked to your mother the other day.
What?
Your mother called yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
I told you last night.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did, remember? We got home from work. I said...
I don't remember.
It was just yesterday.
I don't remember.
on, it's just yesterday.
Katie, I don't remember.
It was after therapy. I remember telling you because I was so upset. I mean, I just came from therapy. I was feeling good. And I was just, sitting here, feeling good for a change, and then your fucking mother called.
That's nice, very nice.
Well, I told you to call her and you didn't. The last time, whenever that was. Last week. I told you to call her and you didn't. So then she calls me to scream at me. And I told you this last night, and now you're saying you don't remember.
Katie, do you mind? I'm about to walk out the door here. I don't have time for another one of your, whatever these things are.
Where are you going?
Work?
It's Saturday.
I work on Saturdays.
Yeah, so you say.
Katie, please?
Yeah, fuck you, Frank. Why don't you call your fucking mother for once?
I thought you were feeling better. You said just a little bit ago that after therapy yesterday you felt better, did you not?
I did. I did say that, but...
Then why don't you hang on to that, huh? I just felt your life's not some huge fucking torture here. I don't know why it always has to be like this.
I'll tell you why it has to be like this. It has to be like this because you won't call your mother.
I can't talk to you when you're like this.
This is my point. This is my whole point. Why don't you call your mother, huh? You know what? You don't call her. She blames it all on me. And then I end up taking endless hours of shit from her on the phone. Is he there? Well, why didn't you call me? Did you tell him? I just don't understand why if you told him he doesn't call. Like it's my fault, God forbid it should ever be your fault. It's just, why don't you tell her? Huh? Oh, why don't you ever call her and say, I'm sorry, I forgot to call. Katie told me you called and I forgot. That's all I'm saying.
You're going to drive me nuts.
I just don't understand why it's always my fault. The therapist says you don't listen to me.
Oh, no. No. That's the one thing I said to you. When you went into therapy, I said, I will pay for this, but I will not be blamed. You're not dumping all your problems on me. That's not an option here.
I didn't.
That is not an option, Katie.
I bought a gun. What?
Nothing.
I did. I went out and I bought a gun. It's absurdly easy, You just walk into a store and just, buy it. Actually, you go on Monday and pay for it. And they don't give it to you to today because of this delaying period. They make you wait before they give you a gun, just in case you want to change your mind. Like they think if some woman comes in here going, I hate my husband, I think I want to put a bullet between his eyes. Then you need to give her a few extra days to consider that. Which doesn't seem like great logic to me, frankly. If you think about shooting your husband, it seems to me an extra week is just going to make you more determined to do it. Unless that's what they're hoping for.
Where's the toothpaste?
We're out.
We're out?
No, wait, there's some in that, one of those travel things I put together. And the blue thing behind the towels. So anyway, this gun,
I can't find it.
it's in the blue thing.
I told you I can't! Never mind.
Got more than one, you know. They make you wait, but you can buy as many as you want. I asked a guy about it. I said, if I wanted to buy like 11 guns or something, wouldn't you worry about that? Wouldn't that seem kind of hostile to you? And he said it was my right to buy that many guns. Like that made it okay.
This is ridiculous. This toothpaste situation. I mean, I am just squeezing here for this squidge. It's not even. When's the last time you went to the store, huh? I understand you're troubled and all, but I don't think it's asking too much for you to occasionally get it together and go to the store to buy a fucking tube of toothpaste. All right? I don't raise my voice at you much, but I feel very strongly about this.
So anyway, I have this gun because it's my right, which means it's probably my right to shoot you because, okay, this is why. It's my right to buy a gun. I buy a gun because I hate my husband. I hate my husband because, well, we don't need to get into that, but let's just say the reasons are very clear. Therefore, it's my right to shoot my husband. What's that called? A logical syllogism. I think, therefore I am. I hate you, therefore we are. Therefore you're dead. You lying fucking bastard. You lying fuckface. You liar.
This isn't funny, Katie. What's that?
I told you. I bought a gun.
That's not a gun.
I told you, Frank. We'll sell a gun to any idiot who asks for one. Did I not just tell you this? Do you listen to a word out of my mouth? This is what my therapist says.
Hey!
No. Then you complain, you say I'm blaming you when it's the truth. You don't listen.
Katie, put the gun down.
I'm not gonna put the gun down. I just got it. It's brand new. I like the way it makes you feel. It's my right to feel this way.
I'm calling your useless therapist.
Oh, now you're calling her. I asked you to go with me. You couldn't be bothered because she's a fucking idiot. But now you want to call her because I have a gun. Is that it?
Katie, you're clearly losing it.
Gee, Frank, I wonder why that is. Anyway, doesn't matter. I can be completely fucking out of my mind and it's still my right to own a gun. And it's my right to point it at you. And it's my right to feel the way I feel. Some country, America.
Katie! Katie!
What, Frank?
Come on, honey, put the gun down!
Frank, this is the first time you listened to me in years. Why would I put the gun down?
Honey.
Honey? That's a good one.
What do you want, Katie? What do you want?
I want you to call your mother, Frank. I want you to say, Mom, how are you? Katie told me you called and I forgot to call you back.
Katie.
Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, Frank.
Hi, my name is McKenna Sodberg, and this is for my commercial, industrial, and voiceover class, and today I'll be doing a PSA with ear prompter. Your dignity is tied to every other human being on Earth. When millions of us struggle to survive, human energy is diminished. When so many of us are still hungry, human potential is suffocated. Poverty has many forms, but no borders. To become fully human, we must free ourselves from the tyranny of poverty and from the grip of hunger everywhere. As we end poverty, true prosperity begins. As we end hunger, we all start to flourish. We have the ability, means, and capacity to create a world where all humans have dignity and our potential is fully realized. This is a story that you are shaping.
Are you the child's legal guardian?
Yes.
Can you prove that?
I can show you my stretch marks.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
Are you sure? Because you look strung out.
We slept in the car last night.
So you're homeless?
No, I wouldn't say that.
So you have a home?
I had a home. We had to leave. Maddie's dad drinks and blacks out and punches things.
Punches you?
No.
Punches Maddie?
No. It's just last night was different and I got scared.
Did you file a police report?
No.
Do you want to call the police now? It's not too late.
And say what? That he didn't hit me?
Well, there's shelters for domestic violence victims. You know, if you want to go on record for your abuse.
I'm not abused.
Okay. So, according to you, you're not abused and you're not homeless. Why are you here?
We don't have anywhere to sleep tonight.
What about Mom? Says here she's local.
I'd rather sleep in my car.
Dad?
My family's not an option.
Are you currently employed?
Nope.
Says here you went to 6 different high schools.
My mom moved around a lot, but I eventually got my GED in 2016.
Any college, technical school?
I got into college, but I didn't go.
Is there anything you can give me? Any special skills?
No.
All right, here's the deal. I need 2 pay stubs in order to get you on the list for subsidized housing, and the wait list is long. In the meantime, there's a mission over at St. Carmel's. You know, they usually have open beds over there.
I can't take Maddie there.
Sure you can. Get there early and wear DEET.
I'm sorry, is there anything else you can actually do for us here? Please?
Honestly, without a job, I can't do squat.
Okay, but I can't get a job unless I can afford daycare.
Well, we have access to subsidized daycare grants once you have a job.
So I need a job to prove that I need daycare in order to get a job. What kind of fuckery is that?
Hi, I'm Rihanna Green. I'll be doing Cheryl's monologue from the play Stick Fly by Lydia R. Diamond. 18 years ago, I was a baby. I've seen the pictures. I was cute. I was really cute. And you couldn't see me and love me and want me. How come you couldn't see yourself in my eyes? How come you couldn't feel like you was here to protect me? How they raped. But I just didn't matter. And you still don't see me. 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 Your daughter. The first man who was supposed to love you is your father. You were supposed to love me first and best. And how can anyone ever love me right if you couldn't love me first? And I'm thinking I'm mad at the white girl because she took my men, but she didn't. They just don't see me. And I'm thinking I'm mad at Taylor because she's trying so hard to be seen, but I don't like her because she just like me. She got the same hoes in her. But all this time it was you. I deserve to be seen. Thank you.
Anna, it's Bryn and Liz. Open the door. Anna, please, we're worried about you. Open the door. Use your key. We're coming in. What the hell, Anna? We've been trying to call you.
I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's the problem. You've got to get out of here. We know you've been taking pills.
That's none of your business.
It is our business. We're your friends.
So you thought you would come over here and give me some sort of pep talk. Tell me how I should be living my life. My life? I don't have anything to say, so you can just let yourselves out.
We're not leaving. You need help.
I don't need anybody's help, okay? I need you to get the fuck out of my house. What do you want? Huh? You want us all to go to brunch? You want me to come to a dinner party? Do you think that would be helpful? For me to watch you and your families have a good and happy time? Is that what you think I need? You don't know. You don't know what I've been through, what it's like to lose the love of your life, what it's like to have plans for your future and in a split second have them all taken away from you. You certainly don't know what the hell I need.
We just care about you. That's why we're here. You're right, we don't know what it's like, but we do know what it's like to lose our best friend, and it's not like you'll talk to anyone and let them help you.
Talk? Bryn? I don't feel like talking, I feel like screaming. I feel like getting up in the morning just to lay back down. I feel like eating just so I can puke. I feel like crying, but I can't anymore. Yes, I take pills, and I like it. If you think I'm broken, then you're right. I am. But that doesn't mean I want to be fixed. I know you love me. But please, just go. Go!
I don't care how stressed she is. I don't want to get stabbed. God damn it. This jacket cost me a fortune. What's wrong with you? I have a wife, kids. I coach Little League. What do you people think? Do you think I wanted to be here today? Do you think I'm here by choice? Do you think that when I was a kid, I was all like, oh boy, I hope one day I'll grow up to be manager of franchise relations? My father drove a cab for 35 years just to send me to college. First in my family. Was this why? So I could end up here? Yay, I'm in corporate! Corporate where? Just FYI, we are 300 million in debt. And because of the shit going on in this country, not to mention our ass-backwards company policies, just last year, we had to close off 600 stores. Do you people read the newspaper? This whole chain was sold to some creditor just to keep from going under. Just last month, we had to fire 140 people. 140! So yeah, that guy who's not returning your calls, it's probably because he got canned. And I could be next. I'm here busting my ass off at this job that I hate, dealing with pissed off franchise owners all mad at me because of shit I had nothing to do with and can do nothing about. And then on the weekends, my wife is like, oh, you loaded the dishwasher wrong. Why can't you be more affectionate? Oh, why can't we afford a bigger TV? Meanwhile, I'm like, why aren't you a supermodel? Answer me that. Now, of course, I don't say that to her. That would be mean. And hey, I'm a nice guy. I spend what little free time I have at the park with my son's Little League team teaching a bunch of 6-year-olds how to play baseball. My son sucks. He sucks at baseball. But you know what I do after? I take him out to a Dairy Queen afterwards, and I tell him that I love him no matter what. And then I go home and tell my other kids the exact same thing, all because I don't want them to feel weird or left out or anything. And then at night, I go to bed, yes, with my wife, who I've been with for 17 years now and who I'm honestly not all that attracted to anymore. But I have sex with her anyway. Well, sometimes. All because I want her to feel loved too. It's goddamn fatiguing. I'm unhappy. And that sort of pisses me off because I know that I'm lucky to be here in this country with this set of problems. We're all lucky to be here in this particular shit show. And so yeah, that's why it sort of pisses me off when on a day like today, I wake up, I kiss my kids, kiss my wife, drive off to wherever the hell we are, and then some crazy chick out of nowhere thinks she has every right to make an attempt on my life, all because I work in corporate, all because I make a little bit more than the minimum wage, when in truth, the only reason I'm even here today is to thank you, Sherry Luntz, for your bravery, ingenuity, creativity, and great service to our company. We here in corporate would like to reward you. You are the employee of the month of this whole regional division of the United States, and we here in corporate would like to reward you with a trip to our corporate headquarters. So pack your bags, Sherry. You're going to Denver.
Miss Julie, do you really hold this yourself?
I've deleted myself.
Just that.
No. I don't believe in anything anymore. Not in anything. Not in anything.
So, you were planning to run away, were you?
Run away? Well, that is a strong word to use. But Miss Julie told you about her project, didn't she? Well, she's much too tired now after having been up all night, but her plans can very well be carried to success.
So, now, listen to me. Was it your intention that I was to be a cook for that one?
You will be good enough to speak of your mistress in a manner which is deserved.
Mistress, yes.
Yes. Mistress.
Listen to him.
That's just what you should do. Listen. And talk a little less. Miss Julie is your mistress, and the very same thing that you now look down upon her for should make you feel contempt for yourself.
I've always had so much respect for myself.
That you felt you could show disrespect to others.
That I could never let myself to sink beneath my level. Nobody can say that the Count's cook had any goings on with a stable hand or a fellow who looks after the pigs. No, nobody can say that.
Yes, you were lucky to have captured a fine fellow such as me. That's all that I can say.
Fine fellow indeed. Selling oats from Count's table.
You would speak that, you who took a rake off the grocer, who lets the butcher bribe you.
I don't know what you mean.
And you can't even show respect for the family for which you are working, you!
Are you going to church with me right now? You can stand a good sermon after your brave time.
No. I am not going to church today. You'll have to go on your own and confess to your own exploits.
Yes. That is what I intend to do. That is the way it is, Miss Julie. But now I must go. Alone. And on my way out, I'll tell the stableman not to let any of the horses out to anybody, just in case if anybody wants to get away before the Count returns. Goodbye!
What a bitch! And all this because of a green siskin.
Never mind the siskin. Can you see any way out of this? Any way to end it?
No. I can't.
If you were in my place, what would you do?
In your place? Let me think. A noble-born woman fallen from grace? I don't know. No, wait. Now I think I do know.
This, you mean?
Yes, but I could never do it myself. Not I, for there is a difference between us two.
You mean because you are a man and I a woman? What then is the difference?
Ooh, the same difference as between man and woman.
I want to do it. But I can't. My father couldn't either that time. He ought to have done it.
No, he ought not to have. He had to have his revenge first.
And now my mother gets her revenge once more, through me.
Did you ever love your father, Miss Julie? Did you?
Yes. I did. Immensely. But at the same time, I think I must have hated him. I must have done so without being conscious of it. There's nothing that I can call my own. I haven't a thought that wasn't instilled in me by my father, not a passion that I didn't inherit from my mother. And that last notion of mine, the idea that all people are equal, that I inherited from him, my fiancé. That is why I call him a mischief maker, a scoundrel. How could I be to blame? To put the blame on Jesus Christ, as Kristen did just now. For that I have too much pride and too much sense.
Yes.
Thanks to what my father taught me.
Yes, but your father... The Count is back. What if Kristen told him?
Oh, could he have gone to the chiffonier already?
Yes, sir, this is Jean. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, immediately. At once, sir. Yes, sir, half an hour.
What did he say? Oh, for God's sake, what did he say?
He asked for his boots and his coffee. In half an hour.
Half an hour, then. I am so tired. I have no strength to do anything. Not to feel repentance, or to stay here, or to leave here, to live, or to die. Help me, please. Order me to do something, and I'll obey like a dog. Do me this last service. Save my honor. Save his good name. You know what I want to do, but don't have the will to do. So use your willpower against me and make me do it.
I don't know why, but now I haven't any willpower either. It's as if wearing this coat has made it impossible for me to give you an order, and ever since the Count spoke to me, I can't explain it, but, well, it's this damn menial in me. And if the Count should come in here this very minute and he should order me to cut my throat, I believe I'd do it. Without the slightest hesitation.
Could you pretend that you are me and that I am you? You did a great piece of acting just there when you were on your knees. Then you acted a nobleman. Or perhaps you could be a hypnotist,
from the theater. He tells his subject, pick up that broom, and he picks it up. He tells him to sweep, and he sweeps.
But he must put his subject to sleep first.
I am asleep. Oh, this whole room is filled with a cloud of smoke and dust before me. So pleasantly warm. And so bright and peaceful.
Here is your broom. Go outside, now while it's still light. Out into the barn and...
Hi, my name is Ray Wrightstone. I am 6'3" and I am currently based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Jews, decal, final solution. What kind of date is this? You don't remember me, Ned, do you? We've been in bed together. We kissed. We cuddled. We talked. We made love again. I keep waiting for you to remember something. Anything, but you don't. No. It's okay as long as we treat each other like whores. I was at the baths a few years ago. You were cruising this little blonde number, and I stood outside your door waiting for you to come back. And when you did, you gave me such a look up and down, you would have thought I was applying for the CIA. You told me your name was Ned. That when you were a child, you read a Philip Barry play called Holiday. And there was a character named Ned, and you immediately switched your name from Alexander, and I teased you for taking such a waspy up in Connecticut for the weekend name. And I asked what you did, and you said a lot of things, and I asked if that included love, which is when you told me you had to get up in the morning. And so I left, but not before throwing one of my favorite go fuck yourselves when you told me you were not in the market for a lover. Men do not naturally just not love, they learn not to. I am not a whore. I just sometimes make mistakes and look for love in the wrong places, and I think you're a coward. Your novel is all about a man looking for love and relationships in a world full of nothing but casual sex. Thank you.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be besworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose. By any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay.
a winner, so nobody loved me. Lady peaceful, lady happy, that's what I long to be. All the odds are they're in my favor, something's bound to begin. It's gonna happen sometime. Maybe this time I'll win. 'Cause everybody, they love a winner, so nobody loved me. Lady peaceful, lady happy, that's what I long to be. All the odds are they're in my favor, something's bound to begin. It's gonna happen sometime. Maybe this time I'll win.
You're a pretty angry young fella, aren't you? Can't fight with the damn though.
Oh, screw off, homo. Okay, I don't think I haven't seen you watching me in that bar for like a week now.
Kind of a loner, I'd say. Fairly bright. A tad antisocial. Mad at the world. Can I buy you lunch?
Buy you lunch? Look, man. There's a playground about half a block down. Why don't you go trolling down there?
I could teach you at least 30 different ways to kill a man with a single blow, Mr. Harris. Might help you in a future bar fight. Just a thought. Oh, and there's money in it. Good money.
Yeah? What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I work for a government agency, and I can always use good, enthusiastic men to help me carry out my directives.
What office? What kind of work?
Problem-solving work. For the Office of Diplomatic Security.
The office of what? Never heard of it, man. What's it, the CIA or something?
Please be discreet, Mr. Barrett.
Jesus fucking Jesus. It's the CIA. What the fuck? I'm gonna be a spy? The fuck, man? Where do I sign up? You fucking with me? You're fucking with me, man. You're fucking with me, right? Fuck the CIA? Why me?
As you know, I've been watching you. For years, actually. I've only let you know about it for the last week.
Jesus, man.
I'm happy to report you fit our profile, Mr. Barris. Are you interested in this work?
What's the profile?
What? Was it you that would be England's king? Look, York, I stain this napkin with the blood that valiant Clifford with his rapier's point made issue from the bosom of the boy. And if thine eyes water for his death, I give thee this to dry thy cheeks withal. Alas, poor York, but that I hate thee deadly, I should lament thy miserable state. I prithee grieve to make me merry, York. Why art thou patient, man? Thou shouldst be mad. And I, to make thee mad, do mock thee thus. Oh, York cannot speak unless he wear a crown. A crown for York. And lords, bow low to him. Ah, now looks he like a king. Aye, this is he that took King Henry's chair, and this is he that was his adopted heir. But how is it that the great Plantagenet is crowned so soon and broke his solemn oath? As I bethink me, you should not be king till our King Henry had shook hands with death. And if you rob his temples of the diadem now, in his life against your holy oath, oh, 'tis a fault too unpardonable. Off with the crown, and with the crown his head. And whilst we breathe, take time to do him dead.
This is the world we live in today. This is the legacy left for us. This is also a sign of our strength, and we have something to say.
Get your knee off my neck.
Blood. Blue in our veins.
Red on the pavement.
A small price paid, afforded that which is priceless to us.
Fear is your weapon to lull us into a false dream of security.
We've sailed the tide you've laid for us long enough.
Hearts anchored by hope became hopeless. Freedom would never be awarded to us.
You've stitched our gods in sails woven of our hope and thrown them to the mercy of the sea.
Where they've been asleep.
Question, are you ever going to let my people free? Breathless. My blood has reached the surface of the sea.
And the old gods within us are waking up. Peace was never an option when the world you've built was paved in bodies and souls of all those who were and all those who are yet to be. What will you do now? Now that the earth is shaking, now that the old gods are rising, there is blood in the water. Can you swim? I perpetually apologize for the sins of my skin, the transgressions of the inhuman masters, bolstered by the godlike complexes they get from their funhouse mirrors. There's blood on my hands, and I can't wash them clean. Your blood is in my veins, but your deeds are not written on my soul. I taste salt in the back of my throat. You won't make me sleep by drowning in your rhetoric. I cast you aside. You're not a lifeboat, you're an anchor. Will the waves only terrify you when they get too high? There are no more backs for you to walk on. The tidal wave will make your earth shake. The siren songs of all those gods you thought you killed are rising in your ears like high tide. The only way to put out a fire is to douse it. So like the tide, we rise. We are awake.
I feel embarrassed for the entitlement of my ancestors. Their feeling that they were somehow better than others. However, I cannot say that they are inherently evil, for they fell subject to the ignorance of the times and those in power. I plead with you now to put that entitlement away. We are all human beings, and the false superiority you feel now will soon turn to regret. Wash yourselves clean of your sins, and choose to participate in a kinder world, For if you do not, their suffering will be on your hands.
You kept my forefathers in chains, heavy enough to weigh down generations. As vast ye, it evoked upon us an abomination, rape and self-hate, systemic and racism, oppression, suppression. If only we stood united with our voices unmuffled, together with blood on our hands, surely your plans would have been scuttled. Eyes unblind, bondage untied. Finally, our due booty will materialize.
There is blood in the water.
We've smelled the blood in the water.
Breathless, my blood has reached the surface of the sea.
Can you swim?
Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones, so let it, dear Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it was so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest. For Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me, but Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious, when that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept? Ambition should be made of sterner stuff, yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beast, and men have lost the reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin, there with Caesar, and I must pause till it comes back to me.
Back, Ma.
I see. Where you been?
We're friends.
Friends?
We're just trying to catch a bus over to Philly.
Philly? What were you? Philly?
My boy Rashad got a crib there from when his father passed. He said he had a couch.
So that's the plan, huh? Run off, not face any of this, leave me here to deal with the mess. That's the plan?
It was something. Don't know about a plan.
What would happen? Plan go away?
Nah, I don't know. I just came back.
I see.
You've been smoking?
You've been fighting?
You want to hear? Or you even care?
Don't do that, Amari.
Do what?
Ask if I care. Put this on me. Deflect. That's not going to flow right now.
I'm not trying to deflect, Ma. I'm asking if you care to hear or if you prefer not to hear, because maybe the details won't make it better right now.
I always care.
I'm not saying you don't.
Then yes. Tell me the gory details. I want to know what devil got into your hands and make you attack your teacher.
You don't understand, Ma.
Make me.
I want to start by saying I'm not justifying. I'm not justifying. But everything I say now is just the how. You know, the how and why, but not the excuse. I'm not making none of those no more. I'm done.
So give me the how.
Didn't feel like being bothered. I said that to him, Ma. I told him I wasn't in the mood for being questioned.
He's your teacher, Amari. He has the right to question.
Nah, he don't. Not how he was doing it. We've been doing it a lot and I was sick of it. We get to discussing the reading, Native Son, Richard Wright. And he starts asking questions. What made Bigger Thomas kill that woman? What were his social limitations? What made the animal in him explode? And who are we looking at when he's asking all these questions, Ma? Who are we looking at?
Amari.
Like I'm the spokesperson, like I'm Bigger Thomas, like I'm predisposed or some shit to knowing what it's like to be an animal.
Amari, watch your mouth.
You hear me though. You hear what he's doing. He starts picking me out, asking me to answer. What did I discover when reading the text?
He's your teacher, Amari. He's supposed to ask you about the text.
Nah, he ain't. He ain't just questioning me about Native Son. He ain't just talking text. He's saying something else, something beneath the question. And it's like I'm the only one who can hear it.
That doesn't give you the right to lose your cool, Amari. That doesn't give you the right to be the animal.
But it's all he's seeing. Won't leave me alone. I said, mister, don't pick on me today. I ain't got nothing to offer. But he won't leave me alone.
You're in school. You're not in your personal space. You're in a collective space. A space to engage and be questioned and be stimulated and be provoked. That's education, Amari.
I'm talking biased education, Ma. I'm talking disrespect. He knows. He knows he was saying something. Asking me in that room, in that way, in front of all those students on that issue. He was saying something directly to me. I know he was.
Even if he was. Okay, what are you telling me, huh? That makes you attack him? You're trying to draw some perpendicular line here? Because I'm not seeing where these things cross.
I told him to back off.
You said that already.
I told him, and he kept digging.
And then?
And then he says, Mr. Joseph, your perspective is mandatory here. Tell the class your perspective or take a 0 for the day.
Still not seeing.
You threaten my grades. You threaten to punish me in front of the class because I don't want to be your token responder. That's bullshit.
Did you also cuss like that, or are you reserving that disrespect for me personally?
I'm sorry. I'm just amped. Making a point.
You haven't made a point yet. You haven't given any indication for how your behavior was warranted. You haven't done anything but speak as if you're above reproach, and you're not.
Forget it, Ma.
No, let's not forget it.
No, let's. I knew this was futile.
This is your third strike, Amari. The worst one. You put your hands on your teacher. You attack your teacher.
What's him? I didn't attack.
And it's been recorded by students. No one's going to see anything different. Don't you understand that?
I tried to get up and leave. He wouldn't let me leave. That's unreasonable. I told him I wasn't in the mood. I told him.
They don't care about your mood.
Exactly. They don't care, Ma. They don't care what space and place I'm in. I know me. I know how to learn. I know when I'm good and when I'm not. And I said it. I'm not good. I said that.
You ask for permission to be excused. You say you need to speak to your counselor immediately. You don't just walk out in the middle of a class like you're some sort of king or god that no one can tame.
Tame?
Damn it, Amari.
Hey.
Do not do that. Do not twist and remodel this convo and change its meaning.
I'm not changing anything. I'm repeating verbatim.
So why are you here?
Huh?
What'd you come back here for? Had nowhere else to go?
You didn't want to leave that way.
So what is this? This is our goodbye. You coming to tell me goodbye? You dropping out, leaving a school your father and I vetted for you, a school that was supposed to give
me all these opportunities. Make me a better man than I'd be if I just went to your school, if I just stayed here in our neighborhood. Don't give me his speech, Ma. Those are his words, not yours.
Your father thought it'd be best.
Better than staying with him. Omari just ain't surviving in this neighborhood. He's too smart and could be something, Naya. But not in this hood. Let's send him upstate and out of both of our hair. That's what my father thought. That's where his money is going.
Don't do that. Don't speak for him or me or us. Don't interpret. You're lost in translation.
I'm not lost.
You are. Shit. You are.
You're gonna kill yourself with these. You celebrating my disappearance?
Amari. What did I do? Tell me.
Do this.
I need to know if I hurt you, if I misstepped, if I didn't know enough or forgot too much.
This ain't you.
I have tried. Like religiously, like an ongoing prayer to protect you. I've tried to buffer you from it all, tried to free you and free you, follow instructions from your father, from other mothers, from my own mother, from whomever, and I still don't have the answer.
What do you want me to say?
They could press charges.
What do you want me to say?
They could take you from me and I won't be able to stop them.
I don't know what you want me to say. I just don't know what.
I want instructions. I would take a bullet for you. I would suffocate the sun for you. I would steal the sky for you. I would blind Moses for you. I'll strip the wind and the rain and the forest for you before I let you die or rot or lose your freedom. I would surrender my own, you know that? I would die just so you could be born again without this oppressive rage. I don't know what to do. I need you to tell me. Tell me how to save you. Tell me how to give you another life. Tell me we'll take this failure away because I have listened to everyone else. I'm ready to listen to you. Guide me. Give me the answer and I'll do it. I swear.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna cook us something. You're gonna eat.
I'm gonna sit here and wait for instructions.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne Parks, and I'll be doing Meg's monologue from Redwood by Brittany K. Allen. Okay, so earlier today at the Chambers, this older, well-meaning white lady, a senatrix, before we even got started, came up to me and put her napkin trash in my hand without even making eye contact. It was unclear, really, at first, because she made up for it in many glances and with many words. But it's kind of hard to explain, but this kind of thing happens a lot to me, right? And I know you know, and it's horrible. But it's not horrible. But yeah, it's horrible. Anyway, today after that happened, this whole exciting Victory Day thing was tainted by this woman's racist BS. My team is celebrating, and I go outside, and I sit on the bench, and I cry a little bit because usually when this sort of thing happens, I text you, and I feel better. But I knew today that wouldn't work. I was thinking if, okay, one case scenario, we get married, we have kids someday. Well, did you know that your kids would be Black? But how can we even do that if I can't even, if you can't even? How am I supposed to explain our story to a child when I don't even know how to explain our story to myself?
Hello, I'm Angelica Pryor Pilar Mendoza, and I will be performing a monologue from Heroes of the Fourth Turning by Will Arbery, playing the role of Teresa. There is a war coming, and I want you to be on the right side. I want you to be strong enough to fight. Remember your roots. You went to a school where you got wilderness training, where you spoke conversational Latin and locked your phone in a safe for 4 years, and rode horses and built igloos and memorized poems while scaling mountains, and you were strong and you were one of us. And now look at you, you're a pale American soy boy. Just make the decision not to be weak anymore and stick to it. Just promise yourself that you'll never do this again. It doesn't matter that I'm your old friend. I am a beautiful grown woman standing in front of you. And when you have a beautiful grown woman standing in front of you, you'll listen to her, and you'll talk to her about normal, boring adult things, and the entire time you'll be ready to snap a neck if someone attacks her. And if you move on to a big conversation, you won't pull it down into your fucking shame. No more shame, Kevin. Never do this again. Never pull things down into your shame. No more shame. Not from us, not from our side. It's slowing us down. Stop slowing us down. Thank you.
I score the sky in sorrow. I scream until tomorrow. I is the oldest god, but you went and forgot. One looked me in the eye, then went ahead and died. His pupils boiled over because my stare too hot. And what of my detriment? My curse, my matrimony, to always be too much to touch, to be all that I've got. A shame my only friend comes forth at the day's end, and I am left still screaming and staring at the rot.
Harvey Dent never made it home.
Of course not.
What have you done with him?
Me? I was right here. Who did you leave him with, detective? Assuming all your detectives are still with you and not Maroney. Does it depress you, Commissioner? To know how alone you really are? And to know that what you are and how involved you are in Harvey Dent's predicament?
Where is he?
What time is it?
What difference does it make?
Depends. Depending on the time, you could be in one place or several.
If we're gonna play games, I'm gonna need a cup of coffee.
The good cop, bad cop routine.
Not exactly.
Oh! Don't start with the head! Oh! It makes the victim all queasy and funny, and he doesn't know what's gonna happen next. See?
You wanted me, here I am.
Actually, I just wanted to see what you were going to do. And you did not disappoint. You let 5 people die. And you let Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Where's Dent?
The mob dealers, they just want you dead so things can go back to the way they were. But they don't know the truth. The truth is, you change things. Forever.
Why do you want to kill me?
Kill you? Why would I want to kill you? What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. Oh, no. You complete me.
You're garbage who kills for money.
Don't talk like them. You're nothing like them. See, to them, you're just like me. You're a freak. They need you right now. But once they don't, they'll cast you out like a leper. These morals, these codes, they're all a bad joke. Cast out at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. You'll see. I'll show you. once the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
Hi, my name is Samaja Murphy, and the monologue that I'll be performing today is Lynn Nottage's Intimate Apparel. Well, I come here from North Carolina at 17 after my mother, she died of influenza. God bless her love and spirit. My daddy, he died 2 years later. He was a slave, you see, so it didn't take to life as much freedom. He lost his tongue during this nasty fight over a chicken when I was a baby. So I ain't never really heard him speak. No praise, no complaints, no gentle words, no goodbyes. He was silent, broken really. I come to the city by myself, work my way north little by little, picking berries in every state till I get here. An old woman in a Roman house teach me to sew intimate apparel, saying folk pay you good money for your discretions. It was just about the best gift anybody give me. It was as though God kissed my hands as I first placed the fabric through the sewing machine and held up a fully finished garment. I discovered all I needed in these fingers. So, that's what I want you to know about me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Licia Mogford, and this is Gwen from Spine. I have no skills. None. I don't know how to do anything. Ask me if I know how to do something, and I bet you I can't. I don't know how to type. I don't know how to drive stick shift. I don't know how to do laundry. I don't know how to pump my own gas. It's disgusting. I'm like a half person. I don't understand how people deal with the minutia of everyday life, like bills. People actually pay their bills on time. And they remember to take their clothing to the dry cleaners, and then they remember to pick up their clothes from the dry cleaners. I don't get it. It's overwhelming. And I've seriously considered moving into a retirement community where all that shit's taken care of for you.
Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name, I hear.
For have you heard but something hard of hearing? They call me Catherine, that do talk of me.
You lie, in faith, for you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the cursed, but Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom. Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate, for dainty are all Kates. And therefore, take this of me, Kate, my consolation. Hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtue spoken and thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs. Myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved in good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first you were immovable.
Why, what's unmovable?
A joint stool.
Oh, thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should buzz.
Ah, well ta'en and like a buzzard.
Slow and eternal, shall the buzzard take thee?
I for a turtle, as he takes a buzzard.
Oh, come, you wasp, I faith you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
Oh, my remedy then is to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find where it lies.
Who knows not where wasp doth wear his sting? In his tail?
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What, with my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, good Kate, I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms if you strike me. You are no gentleman, and if no gentleman, why then no arm.
A herald, Kate, oh, put me in thy books.
What is your crest? A coxcomb?
A comb is cock, so Kate will be my hen.
No cock of mine. You crow too like a craven.
Oh, come, Kate, come. You must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Oh, why, here's no crab, and therefore look not sour.
There is.
Then show it to me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What? You mean my face?
Well aimed for such a young one.
Oh, now by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet, you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you escape not so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. Puss told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not frown, thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip as angry wenches will. Nor hast thou pleasure to be cross in talk, but with thy mildness entertainest thy wooers, with gentle conference soft and affable. Oh, why does the world report that Kate doth limp? Oh, slanderous world, Kate like the hazel twig is straight and slender and brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk, thou dost not halt.
Go, fool! And who thou keepst command?
Oh, did ever Diane so become a grove, as Kate this chamber with her princely gait? Oh, be thou Diane, and her be Kate, and then let Kate be chaste and Diane sportful.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
Oh, it is extempore from my mother wit.
A witty mother! Witless as her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry, so I mean, sweet Catherine, in thy bed. And therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms, your father hath consented that you shall be my wife, your dowry agreed on, and will you, nill you, I will marry you. Now, Kate, I am a husband for your turn. For by this light, whereby I see thy beauty that doth make me like thee so well, thou must be married to no man but me. For I am him born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate conformable as other household Kates. And here comes your father, never make denial. I must and will have Catherine to my wife.
I, Antipholus, look strange and frown. Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not Adriana nor thy wife. The time was once when thou unurged wouldst vow, then never words were music to thine ear, then never objects pleasing in thy eye, then never touch well welcomed in thy hand, then never meat sweet savoured in thy taste. Unless I spake or looked or touched or carved to thee. How comes it now, my husband, oh, how comes it, that thou art then estranged from thyself? Thyself I call it being strange to me, that undividable incooperative, am better than thy dear self's better part? I do not tear away thyself from me, for know my love, as easy mayest thou fall. A drop of water in the breaking gulf, and take unmingled thence that drop again, without addition or diminishing. As take from me thyself and not me too? How dearly should it touch thee to the quick, shouldst thou but hear that this body was licentious, and it consecrates to thee by ruffian lust should be the contaminate? Wouldst thou not spit at me, and spurn at me, and hurl the name of husband in my face, and tear the stained skin off my harlot brow, and from my false hand cut the wedding ring, and break it with a deep divorcing vow? I know thou canst, and therefore see thou do it. I am possessed with an adulterous blot. My blood is mingled with the crime of lust. For if we two be one and thou play false, I do digest the poison of thy flesh, being strumpeted by the contagion. Keep then fair league and truce with thy true bed. I live disdained, thou undishonored.
Why should I love this gentleman? 'Tis odds he never will affect me. I am base. My father, the mean keeper of his prison, and he, a prince. To marry him's hopeless. To be his whore is witless, out upon't. What pushes are we wenches driven to, when 50 once has found us? First I saw him, and I, seeing, thought he was a goodly man. He has as much to please a woman in him, if he pleased to bestow it so, as any these eyes yet looked on. Next I pitied him, and so would any young wench on my conscience that ever dreamed or vowed her maidenhead to a young, handsome man. Then I loved him, extremely loved him, infinitely loved him. And yet he had a cousin as fair as he too, but in my heart was Palamon. And there, Lord, what a coil he keeps! To hear him sing in an evening, oh, what a heaven it is. And yet all his songs are sad ones. Fair spoken was never gentleman. When I come in to bring him water in a morning, first he bows his noble body and salutes me thus. Fair, gentle maid, good morrow. May thy goodness get thee a happy husband. Once he kissed me, I loved my lips the better 10 days after. Would he would do so every day. He grieves much, and me as much, to see his misery. What should I do to make him know I love him? For I would fain enjoy him. Say I ventured to set him free. What says the laws then? Thus much for law or kindred. I will do it. And this night or tomorrow, he shall love me.
Hi, my name is Braylon Sowers, and I will be performing 2 pieces today. My first piece will be Elizabeth Barry from Stephen Jeffries' The Libertine, and my second piece will be Carla from A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Gynecology Oncology Unit at Sloan Kettering Memorial Cancer Center, New York, by Haley Pfeiffer. You have no understanding, do you? You have comprehended just that I am tired of being your mistress, and your solution is to conscript me into becoming your wife? It is not being your mistress I am tired of, John. I am tired of you. I do not wish to be your wife. I do not wish to be anyone's wife. I wish to continue being the creature that I am. I am not the sparrow that you picked up on the roadside, my love. London walks into that theater to see me. They want me, and they want me over and over again. And when people desire you in such a manner, that is riches. Leave this good, gilded stage. You're right. This stage is gilded. It is gilded with my future earnings, and I will not trade that for a dependency on you. I will not swap my certain glory for your undependable love. Thank you. Oh, no, her insurance is terrible, which is hilarious because she's a social worker. I mean, it's like, thanks for the help, US government. We're totally fucked. I should probably just kill myself. That was a joke. I'm not gonna kill myself. Today. That was a joke! Oh my god! You do not understand my charming and irreverent dark sense of humor at all. I mean, we're not fucked. I was just being dramatic. It's just gonna be tougher, you know? But it's fine. That's life. Shit happens and you figure it out. Or you don't. And maybe that's okay. And maybe it's not okay. And maybe it's okay that it's okay, not okay, you know? No. Of course, you don't know. You have like $7 gajillion, so if your mom dies, you can just buy a new one. Sorry. That was another attempt at a dark joke, in it? Yeah, it wasn't the time. I acknowledge that. Thank you.
Bill. More bills. Bill. I'm definitely not paying it. Bankruptcy? Nope. No. I don't want to talk about bankruptcy. I've spent 14 years building this company, and that applies somehow. I failed. Not doing it. Nope. Let me tell you something, Mr. Harvard MBA. My ancestors came shackled in wooden ships, crossed the Atlantic with nothing but memories. But I'll say you my deprivation narrative. Let's just say their pain brought me here. Their struggle established me behind this fine teak desk. Yeah. Want some grapes? It is teak. A rare, strong, and endangered wood. I don't get it. And you want me to declare bankruptcy because some Argentine prick ran off with my money? No! No! I'm not doing it. You want some grapes? Declare bankruptcy.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's insane.
It was like maybe one of the saddest days. And like, I just realized that, you know, everyone grew up and left me here. And look, I know I'm still young. I know 29 is not the new 39. Ugh. But when everyone you were young with just grows up, you feel old. I feel old. And fucked. Really fucked.
Do you want to come back to my place?
What?
Do you want to come back to my place?
For what?
So we can have sex?
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm just not attracted to you. Like that.
I'm not attracted to you either. You want to come over?
I'm good. Thanks.
Okay.
I also don't really believe in casual sex.
I mean, it's not like religion. Casual sex is not something you can choose to believe in or not. It exists.
Okay, I guess. I guess I just more mean that I don't really think it's possible.
Okay. I'm gonna disagree with you, but...
Think about it. How do you get hard?
Excuse me?
How do you get an erection?
You're turned on? Someone turns you on?
When you get hard, blood flows to that region. Right? You're basically just fills up with blood. Where do you think that comes from? Your heart. Your heart. Your heart always has something to do with it. You can't even jerk off without your heart having something to do with it. And so, look, I'm not a nun. I've done my fair share of, but I can't pretend that it doesn't mean something. Anything having to do with your dick has to do with your heart, too.
Why'd you invite me out for drinks?
What do you mean?
I mean, we've worked together for like 4 years and we've never had drinks before, just the two of us. What is this?
I'm just trying to meet new friends.
Oh.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daphne was a force of nature. I can't believe she's dead.
How long did you know her?
7 years. I was the manager when she came on as editor.
And you say you were friends?
Best friends.
Then you want to explain what your nail marks were doing on her body?
Daphne had her demons. A temper was one of them. Last Friday, I had to pull her off the copy editor over the font of our Best of the City cover. She put a dent in his wall.
Outbursts like that must have caused a lot of tension around here.
It goes with the territory.
You mean having an abusive boss?
I mean, high society. Daphne was the hardest working editor I ever knew. She was completely devoted to this magazine, and she transformed it from a tiny, failing rag into the kingmaker of Philadelphia.
The hairs belong to a pair of late 19th century earrings that you bought online with your credit card 6 months ago.
So, Daphne let me use her pool all summer.
May I see your bracelet?
I burned myself in the kitchen.
No, you didn't. You visited Daphne Monday morning. You were upset over the competition for the new magazine column. Daphne stumbled and fell back into the pool, and that's when you saw your chance to pay her back.
She promised me. Year after year, she promised she'd promote me. She promised me.
Lauren Marshall, you're under arrest for the murder of Daphne Zimmer.
Back up. Back up.
What?
Back up. Back up.
What?
What do you do here?
What's the matter?
What is this?
What's what?
The television. What is this?
Oh, it's the Discovery Channel, the tornado program. You said you wanted to watch it. I recorded it for you. Why?
For Christ's sake.
What's the matter?
It was Danny's tape. You recorded over Danny's tape.
No, I didn't. Pride and Prejudice was on this tape. We were watching it last night.
I switched them.
What?
I watched them after you went to bed.
Well, why didn't you take it out of the machine?
Why didn't you check to see what was in there?
I assumed it was the TV tape.
Jesus, Becca.
It's one of the baby videos?
No, it was the most recent one, the long one. The park was on in Mexico.
How was I supposed to know you snuck down here?
On Christmas.
I thought it was the TV tape.
It wasn't.
I know, Howie.
So it's gone. The whole thing.
I'm sorry.
That was the only copy, Becca.
Well, I didn't do it on purpose.
Are you sure?
What does that mean? You think I recorded over Danny's tape on purpose?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I should have switched them myself.
Why would I deliberately record over it?
I don't know.
Why would I?
I don't know. You took Danny's paintings off the fridge.
You saved them. I put them in plastic.
Shoved them in a box.
For safekeeping.
Okay.
I didn't throw the paintings away.
I know you didn't.
Do you think I didn't want that tape?
I don't. Of course you did. Obviously you didn't do it on purpose,
What?
but maybe subconsciously.
Subconsciously? Is that what they're telling the group? I'm doing things subconsciously?
You're trying to get rid of him. I'm sorry, but that's how it feels to me sometimes. Every day it's something new. It's like you're trying to erase every part of him that was ever here.
I didn't know the tape was in there.
I know you didn't.
And the paintings are downstairs in a box. You can look at them whenever you
His
want.
clothes? What about his shoes?
We don't need all that stuff.
And you're wanting to sell the house?
We talked about that.
Oh, and Taz. Sending Taz to your
There's a
mother's.
lot going on, how you couldn't deal with the dog.
I was fine with the dog. I was the one watching him.
Well, he got underfoot.
And he was a reminder.
Yes, of course he was a reminder. So what? I wanted one less reminder around here. That's perfectly normal.
Since you never wanted the dog to begin with.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Well, if I hadn't bought the dog.
And if I hadn't run inside to check the phone, or if I had latched the gate.
Oh no, I left the gate.
Well, I didn't
unlocked.
check it. I'm not playing this game again, Howie. It was nobody's fault.
Not even the dogs.
I know that.
Boys chase dogs. Dogs chase squirrels.
You telling me or yourself?
He loved that dog.
Of course he did.
And you got rid of him.
Right. I got rid of the tape. I get it.
It's not just the tape. I'm not talking about the tape, Becca. It's his clothes and his shoes and Taz, and it's everything. You have to stop erasing him. You have to stop.
Do you really not know me, Howie? Do you really not know how utterly impossible that would be to erase him? No matter how many art projects I box up or how many things I give to charity, do you really think I don't see him every second of every day?
And yes, okay, I'm trying to make things a little easier on myself by hiding some of the photos and giving away the clothes, but that does not mean I'm trying to erase him. That tape was an accident, believe me. And I will beat myself up about it for the rest of my life, I'm sure. Just like everything else I could have prevented and didn't.
That's not what I want, Beck. That's not what I'm talking
No?
about.
That is what it feels like. Feels like I don't feel bad enough for you. Like I'm not mourning enough for your taste.
Come on, that's not
Or
what...
mourning in the right way, but let me just say, Howie, that I am mourning just as much as you are. And my grievance is just real and awful as yours.
I know that.
You are not in a better place than I am. You are just in a different place. And yes, it sucks that we cannot be there for each other right now, but that is just the way that it is.
This stuff is all we have left. That's all I'm saying. Every bit of it you get rid of.
I know.
Just...
You don't want to let go. I understand, Howie.
Do you? Do you? I can't... Something has to change here. Because I can't do this like this. It's too hard. It's too hard. And I want the dog back. Your mother's making him fat. I want him back. I don't want to. How much more do we have to lose? I miss the dog. I'm sorry, but I miss him.
Hi, my name is Allie Brower, and I'm going to be doing Madge's monologue from Picnic by William Inge. You're a wonderful dancer, and I can tell a lot about a boy by dancing with him. Some boys, even though they're very smart or very successful in some other way, when they take a girl into their arms to dance, they're sort of awkward, and the girl feels sort of uncomfortable. But when you took me in your arms to dance, I had the most relaxed feeling. Like you knew what you were doing and I could follow every step of the way. You mustn't pay attention to Miss Sydney. Women like her make me mad at the whole female sex. You're young. And you're very entertaining. I mean, you say all sorts of witty things and I just love listening to you talk. And you're strong and you're very good looking. I bet Miss Sydney thought so too, or else she wouldn't have said those things.
Holy shit, what the fuck is that thing?
The cross joint. Ever seen one? Not surprising. This thing is like the apex of the vortex of joint engineering. NASA made the first one in the 80s.
You can actually smoke that contraption?
Yeah, you light all three ends. And as you smoke, it resonates to the center, creating a trifecta of smoking power. It's 3 times as powerful as a normal joint.
Well, be careful with the thing.
Dude, you wanna smoke it with me? I mean, I can't even light it by myself.
Wow. what do I do?
Alright, so you light these 2 ends, and I light the tip, thus completing the trifecta. Are you ready? No. Coughing's good. Coughing's good. It opens the capillaries. It makes you 25% higher. And then with the pineapple weed and the cross joint, it makes you 30 to 40 times higher. You know, I don't know the math behind it, but it gets you pretty fucking gong showed, you know what I mean? It's, you know, it's hard because when the weed is better, it's harder to describe how much better it is, you know? And you know, you've been buying from me for a few months now, and I gotta ask, what's with the suit?
I'm the process server.
You're a servant? Like a butler?
No, process server. I'm hired to give people papers they don't want. It's pretty much the easiest job on earth.
Damn. How'd you land a job like that?
Well, I got a totally useless degree 2 years ago, and then I did nothing for a year, and then my dad got so fed up he hooked me up. I got it pretty sweet though. Today I smoked like 5 joints, gave out some pieces of paper, and then I ate some Burger King.
Wait. You know the Burger King, the chicken fries?
Yeah, man. I get on that shit. They're fucking mind-blowing. But then I hotboxed my car and then got smacked in from my girl.
Oh, she smokes pot?
A little. She's in high school.
Ooh, nice. Illegal love. You're like Jerry Lee Lewis. I read his biography the other day.
Oh, no, she's 19.
Oh, well, you know, that's cool too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Although, I think she's getting old enough where she's realizing I don't do much. And these high school guys these days, they're all run out and going to Harvard. Even on my best days, I look like a fat dumb piece of shit next to them.
Okay, well, hey, I mean, you got it pretty good. I wish I could get a job like that. Like, fuck.
Hi, my name is Leah Abigail Shafrell. I'm in commercials, industrials, and voiceovers, and I'll be doing a commercial using ear prompter. Drones deliver packages, and people with diabetes are still pricking their fingers. What? We got self-driving cars, robots that vacuum. We visited Mars. And finger sticks? Really? Well, that's about to change. Meet the Dexcom G6. It shows your glucose right on your phone and where it's heading without any finger sticks. Finally, technology that makes it easier for us to navigate and manage our diabetes. Looks like the future is available now.
Hello, my name is Terry Stone, and I will be performing my monologue from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Bessie what? I ain't thinking about Bessie. I taught Bessie. She ain't doing nothing but imitating me. What I care about Bessie for? I don't care if she sell 1 million records. She got her people, and I got mine. I don't care what nobody else do. Ma was the first one, don't you forget it. I've been doing this for a long time. Ever since I was a little girl, I don't care what nobody else do. That's what get me so mad with Irvin. White folks try to put up with you all the time and too cheap to buy you a Coca-Cola. I let them know though, Ma don't stand for no shit. Wanna trap my voice with all them in that fancy box with all them buttons and dials. And they too cheap to buy you a Coca-Cola. Don't cost no more than a nickel a bottle. They don't care nothing about me. All they want is my voice. Well, I done learned that. And you know, they gonna treat me the way I wanna be treated no matter how much you hurt them. They back there right now calling me all kinds of names. They calling me everything but a child of God. But they can't do nothing else because they ain't got what they wanted yet. Because as soon as they get my voice down in one of them recording machines, it's just like I be some whore and they roll over and put their pants on. They ain't got no use for me then. I know what I'm talking about. You watch. And Irvin, He right there with the rest of them. He don't care nothing about me either. He been my manager for 6 years, always talking about sticking together, and the only time he had me over his house was to sing for some of his white friends.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm looking out for you. What are you doing?
Well, thanks to you, my parents think I smoke, so why not?
Look, Clay, I know I'm the last guy to tell you not to do drugs, but what the fuck are you trying to prove?
It's just weed. It's not like I'm shooting heroin in a fucking alley in Oakland.
I don't know what I did to piss you off, but Clay, I am not the enemy.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever's a piece of shit answer. You lied to Matt and Laney about the drugs. They think I relapsed. Do you have any idea how long it took for them to trust me?
I'm sorry. Who the fuck are Matt and Laney?
Your mom and dad.
Yeah, my mom and dad. They're not your fucking parents. Stop pretending they are. They know what you are, Justin. You're not fooling anyone.
Dude.
They never trusted you. That's why they drug tested you.
Did Eunice and you have breakfast?
Do you suppose I wanted any breakfast?
Well, there's some coffee here on the stove.
You're so matter of fact about it, Stella.
What other can I be? He's taking the radio to get it fixed. It didn't land on the pavement, so only one tube was smashed.
And there you are standing there smiling.
What do you want me to do?
Pull yourself together and face the facts.
And what are they, in your opinion?
In my opinion, you're married to a madman.
No.
Yes, you are. Your fix is worse than mine is, only you're not being sensible about it. I'm going to do something with myself. Get hold of myself, make myself a new life.
Yes.
But you've given in. That's not right. You're not old. You can still get out.
I'm not in anything that I want to get out of.
What? Stella.
I said I'm not in anything that I have the desire to get out of. The mess in this room. Those empty bottles. He went through 2 cases last night. You know, he promised he was going to stop having these poker parties, but you know how long a promise is going to keep. Oh, well, it's his pleasure, like mine at movies in the bridge. People have to tolerate each other's habits, I guess.
I don't understand you. I don't understand your indifference. Is this a Chinese philosophy you've cultivated?
Is what?
This shuffling about and mumbling. 1, 2 smashed beer bottles, mess in the kitchen of this. Nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Stop. Are you shaking that thing in my face? Like,
no.
Stop it. Let go of the broom. I won't have you cleaning up for it.
Then who's gonna do it? Are you?
I?
No, I didn't think so.
Ugh. Only my mind would function. We've got to give her some money. That's the way out.
Money is always a nice thing to have a hold on.
Listen to me, I have an idea of some kind. You remember Shep Huntley? Of course you remember Shep Huntley. I went out with him at college and in Morris Pin for a while. Well, I ran into him last winter. You know how I went to Miami for the Christmas holidays?
No.
Well, I did. I took the trip as an investment thinking I'd meet someone with $1 million.
Did you?
Yes. I ran into Shep Huntley. Oh, I ran into him on Biscayne Boulevard, Christmas Eve about dusk, getting into his car. Cadillac convertible. Oh, Must have been a block long.
I should think it would have been inconvenient in traffic.
You've heard of oil wells?
Yes, remotely.
He has them. All over Texas. Texas is literally spouting gold in his pockets.
My.
You know how indifferent I am to money. I think of it in terms of what it does for you, but he could do it. He could certainly do it.
Do what, Blanche?
Why? Set us up in a shop.
What kind of shop?
Oh, a shop of some kind. He could do it with half of what his wife throws away at the races.
He's married.
Honey, would I be here if he weren't married? Operator? Western Union?
It's a dial phone, honey.
I can't dial. I meant to.
Just dial O.
Oh!
Yes, O for operator.
Give me a pencil. Where's a slip of paper? I've got to write it down first. The message I mean. Let me see now. Darling Shep, sister and I in desperate situation.
I beg your pardon.
Sister and I in desperate situation. We'll explain details later. Would you be interested? Would you be interested in? Oh, you never get anywhere with direct appeals.
Oh, he's so ridiculous, darling.
I'll think of something. I've got to think of something. Don't. Here. I want you to look at the contents of my purse. Here's what's in it. 65 measly cents in point of the realm.
Stanley doesn't usually give me a regular allowance, but today he gave me $10 to smooth things over. I'll give you 5 of it, Madison, and you can keep the rest.
Oh, no, Stella.
Well, I know how it helps to have your little pocket money on you.
No, thank you. I'll take to the streets.
Talk sense! How did you happen to get so low on funds?
Money just goes. It goes places.
I'll get you a umbrella.
No, not yet. I've got to keep thinking.
I wish you would just let things go, at least for a while.
Still, I can't live with him. You can, he's your husband, but how could I stay here in this place after what happened last night? With just those curtains between us.
Vance, you saw him at his worst last night.
On the contrary, I saw him at his best. What such a man has to offer is animal force. And he gave a wonderful exhibition of that. But the only way to live with such a man is to go to bed with him. That's your job, not mine.
After you've rested, you'll see it's all going to work out. You don't have to worry about anything while you're here. I mean, expenses.
I have to plan for us both, to get us both out.
You take it for granted that I'm in something that I want to get out of.
I take it for granted that you still have sufficient memory of Belgrade to find this place and these poker players impossible to live with.
Well, you're taking entirely too much for granted.
I can't believe you're in earnest.
No?
I understand how it happened. A little. You saw him, an officer in uniform, not here, but...
I don't think it would have mattered where I saw him.
Oh, now don't say it was one of those mysterious electric things between people. If you do, I'll laugh in your face.
I'm not going to say anything more about it at all.
All right, then don't!
But there are things that happen between a man and a woman in the dark that sort of make everything else seem unimportant.
What you are talking about is desire. Just desire. The name of that rattle-tap streetcar that bangs up the corner, up one narrow street and down another.
Haven't you ever ridden on that streetcar?
It brought me here, where I'm not wanted and we're unashamed to be.
And don't you think your superior attitude is just a bit out of place?
I am not being or feeling at all superior, Stella. This is it. This is how I see it. A man like that is someone to go out with once, twice, 3 times when the devil is in you. But live with? Have a child by?
I have told you I love him.
Then I tremble for you. I just tremble for you.
I can't help your trembling if you just insist on trembling.
May I speak plainly?
Sure. As plainly as you want.
Well, if you'll forgive me. He's common.
Why, yes, I suppose he is.
Suppose? You can't have forgotten that much of our bringing up, Stella. You just suppose that any part of a gentleman's in his nature. Not one particle, no. Oh, if he was just plain, just ordinary, but good and wholesome. But no, there's something downright bestial about it. Don't hang back with the brutes.
Hi there, my name is Ryan Green, and I will be presenting a monologue from The Seagull by Anton Chekhov. Nina, I've cursed you. I've hated you. I've torn up your letters and your photographs. But not a moment when I didn't know that I was bound to you, heart and soul, for all eternity. It's not within my power to cease loving you. I've found my life unlivable, nothing but pain. It's as if my youth had suddenly been stripped from me. I feel I've been living in this world for 90 years. I say your name. I kiss the ground you've walked upon. Wherever I look, I see your face. I see the tender smile that shone on me in the summer of my life. I'm all alone. I've no one's affection to warm me. I'm as cold as the grave, and whatever I write, it's dry and stale and joyless. Stay here, Nina. I beg you, or else let me come with you. Thank you.
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband all poor, my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name, when I 3 hours' wife have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring, your tributary drops belong to woe, which you mistaking over up to joy. My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort, wherefore weep I then. Some word there was worser than Tybalt's death that murdered me, I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damn their guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead and Romeo banished. That banished, that one word banished has slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there, over sorrow, delights, and fellowship, and neatly will be ranked with other griefs. Why follow none when she said, Tybalt's dead, thy father or thy mother, nay, or both, which modern limitations might have moved. But with a rear word following Tybalt's death, Romeo is banished. To speak that word as father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead, Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound in that word's death. No words can that woe sound.
Can I discuss something with you? It's about sex. Oh no, don't get nervous, because if you get nervous, I'll get nervous. No, it's just that I'm in trouble. I mean, I don't know how to do anything sexual. Okay, so Gordon and I were sitting at the bottom of the hill in the car, and he wanted to fool around. And he's not gorgeous, but, you know, he's kind of cute. I didn't want to hurt his feelings, and I felt really grateful to him. I kind of wanted to fool around, too. Only I didn't know it was right. I didn't want to be one of those girls that they call easy, but I didn't want to be impossible either, so I just sort of kissed him on the cheek and got out of the car and decided not to deal with it. But this Saturday night, I think I'm going to have to deal with it. Well, I know how sex works. I've seen like 5 X-rated movies, and, you know, I could pass a test on it. I just don't know what to expect emotionally. And we have to talk about it, and you're my father, and what you think is important to me.
Hi, my name is Devin Duffy, and this is CB Sisters' monologue from Dog Sees God. Metamorphosis, transformation, evolution, change. Evolution, change, changing, evolution. I am a teenage caterpillar. I know of these things, for soon I will spin a cocoon, and from the silk-like craft that I will create, a magnificent creature will emerge. No, not a butterfly, for butterflies are a dime a dozen, destined to flit about for a day or so, and drop dead. Or have its wings ripped off by a demented child, or have its body pinned to a piece of cheap foam core and matted underneath a cheap frame and hung in the bathroom of an elderly woman who reeks of Preparation H and Vicks Vapor Rub. This will not be my fate. This cannot be my fate. I will become a platypus. It's not impossible. It's just never been done before. It's all just a matter of time, you see. If I stay in my cocoon longer, I will change from a butterfly to a swallow, and then from a swallow to a duck, and then from a duck to a platypus. It's all just a matter of time, and time I have. I will wait to become a platypus. I will be an extraordinary creature.
Hello, my name is Gabriela Velasquez, and I'll be doing a monologue from Assistance. Mom? Mom, I'm not punishing you. I'm not doing anything. I don't know what you want from me. I got fired. I tried to get there, and I got fired for trying to get there. So all that work doesn't even matter now, okay, Mom? I'm unemployed again, and I have to start over at a new place. I worked to get that position for years, angling, bribing, dodging to get that job for you. Are you kidding me? Why else would I put myself through that? I did that for you and Dad. I went through all that for you because I wanted you to be proud of me. Because I wanted you to say at parties that I'm Daniel Weisinger's assistant and be proud of me. I'm not going back there. I won't do it. I won't beg for my job, Mom, because I'm embarrassed. Because I already did and they wouldn't give it back to me. Daniel doesn't care that your brother is dead. He doesn't give a rat's ass that I had to go to the funeral. He doesn't care about me. I'm replaceable. He doesn't know me from some guy with an MBA in business from some overpriced Northeastern school that was handed to him yesterday. I'm not important. Don't you get that? I'm not important. This is the only thing that made me important. And now it's gone because of you and your I don't care that you're sorry. I don't care about you, Mom. I want my fucking job back, Mom. I fucking earned it, and I want it back. Mom, I can't do this. I can't fight about this right now. I have a job interview in 20 minutes. I can't talk about this right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. Mom, I think I have to come home. I can't work like this anymore. I think I'm going crazy. Okay, I'll call you afterwards and let you know how it goes. Okay. I love you too. All right. Bye, Mom. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jessica Stahl, and I will be performing a monologue from Wonder of the World by David Lindsay Abaire. The road signs go by so fast, don't they? 463! My old life is 463 road signs behind me! Don't you love the smell of a bus? My name is Cass, and I've just left my husband for very mysterious reasons. I've never been to Niagara Falls before. I almost went once, a family trip, but then Kip proposed, so I stayed behind to plan our wedding, and my parents went up without me. They hit a beaver on the drive up, lost control of the car, and fell into a ditch. My father was killed, and my mother's legs were crushed. Okay, your turn to share. You're a challenge, aren't you? Well, you know what? I'm your challenger. Remember when the Challenger exploded? That was sad. I had this list of things I wanted to do in my life, but I put them away when I married Kip. P.S. Big mistake. Number 48, strike up a conversation with a stranger. I've never done that before. My mother was always like, don't talk to strangers, Cass. Don't talk to strangers. So I never did. And you know what? Now I have no friends.
Here's the thing. I'm really freaking smart. I am. I'm smarter than most people I meet. I'm probably smarter than you. And not just liberal arts bullshit. I'm good at math. You know, people are always saying, like, LOL, I'm bad at math. Wow, like that makes them cool. No, it doesn't. You suck at math. That doesn't make you cool. Math makes you cool. And it's not even that hard to be good at math. Math is actually the easiest section of the SAT to get a perfect score on. So if you just study, it's the most studyable section. So I'm guessing you didn't study? That doesn't make you cool. That just makes you lazy and short-sighted about your future. Like, seriously, people, it's not that hard to be good at math if you just freaking try. Like, are you even trying? Like, well, I'm bad at math. Shut the fuck up and stop whining and just think about the problem for a minute. It's not that hard. It's not like you have to write a fucking poem. There are, like, rules. There's, like, an answer. And I don't even have parents who can help me, and I still ace it because I'm not a moron. You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold which you denied me, for I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? When Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such rascal counters from his friends, be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts, dash him to pieces.
Darkness in the light of Ryoka. That's the headline for you, Mr. Rajpal. That was the last we spoke of it. Not the last time I thought of it. Sometimes I feel enraged. Sometimes I feel like he's weak, pathetic. I say if I had someone special, I would not betray her. Then I see him dancing with my mom. She's holding the same flower he gave her every Friday afternoon. I told him he had to tell her one day, just not now. I don't think I can tell you this story, Mr. Rajpal. It's not complete anyway. Alright, maybe I can tell you a part of it. But you write about my father, write about how he was the best shopkeeper in the business. But write also about how he used to make people laugh with his clever jokes. Write about how he used to work in a shoe factory every day until 6 p.m. before we opened the shop. Write about his dream to visit his sister in India one day. Write about how he used to hold my mother's hand every night until she fell asleep during the worst days of her illness. Please tell her. Please tell the world he did something. He brought his own light into Ryoka. Dad, the world is waiting for you.
The floor creaks, the door squeaks. There's a field mouse nibbling on a broom, and I sit by myself like a cobweb on a shelf, by myself in a lonely room. But when there's a moon in my window and it slants down a beam across my bed, and the shadow of a tree starts dancing on the wall, and a dream starts dancing in my head, and all the things that I wish for turn out like I want them to be, and I'm better than that smart aleck cowhand who thinks he's better than me. And the girl that I want ain't afraid of my arms, and her own soft arms keep me warm, and her long yellow hair falls across my face, just like the rain in a storm. The floor creaks, the door squeaks, the mouse keeps nibbling on a broom, and the sun flicks my eyes. It was all a pack of lies. I'm awake in a lonely room. I ain't gonna dream about her arms no more. I ain't gonna leave her alone. Going outside, catch myself a bride. Get me a woman to call my own.
Honey, you open the door while I take one last look at the sky. I'm looking for the Pleiades. 7 sisters. These girls aren't out tonight. Oh, but they are. There they are. Oh, God bless them. All coming home in a bunch from a little bridge party. Let the door open. Good boy. Well, I guess you want to go now.
Can I kiss you goodnight?
Why do you always ask me if you may?
I don't know whether you want me to or not.
Why should you be so doubtful?
Well, the other day when we parked by the lake, I kissed you.
Honey, it wasn't the kiss I objected to. I liked the kiss very much. It was the other little familiarity that I felt obliged to discourage. I didn't resent it. Not a bit in the world. In fact, I was somewhat flattered that you desired me. But honey, you and I both know that a single girl, a girl alone in the world has got to keep a firm hold on her emotions or she'll be lost.
Lost?
I guess you're used to girls that like to be lost. They kind of get lost immediately on the first date.
All right. I'd like you to be exactly the way that you are. Because, well, all my experience, I've never known anyone like you. You laughing at me?
No, honey. Well, the lord and lady of the house have not yet returned. Come on in. We'll have a nightcap. Well, let's keep the lights off, shall we?
Just do what you want to.
Well, the other room is more comfortable. Go on in. This crashing around in the dark is my search for some liquor.
You want a drink?
I want you to have a drink. You've been so anxious and solemn all evening. Anxious and solemn. So for these last few remaining moments of our lives together, I want to create joie de vivre. I'm lighting a candle.
Oh, that's good.
We're gonna be very bohemian. We're gonna pretend that we're sitting in a little artist cafe on the left bank in Paris. Je suis le dame, vous êtes Armand. Understand French?
No, I.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Vous ne comprenez pas. Ah, quel dommage. I mean, it's a damn good thing. Oh, I found some liquor. Just enough for 2 shots without any dividends, honey.
That's good.
Sit down. Why don't you take off your coat and loosen your collar?
I better leave it on.
No, I want you to be comfortable.
I'm ashamed of the way I perspire. My shirt is sticking to me.
Perspiration is healthy. If we didn't perspire, we'd die in 5 minutes. Oh, this is a nice sweater. What kind of material is it?
Well, they call that stuff alpaca.
Oh, alpaca.
It's very lightweight alpaca.
Oh, lightweight alpaca.
I don't like to wear a wash coat even in the summer because I sweat through it.
Oh.
And it don't look too neat on me. And with a heavy built, it's got to be careful what he puts on so it don't look too clumsy.
Not too heavy.
You don't think I am?
You have a massive bone structure and a very imposing physique.
Thank you. Last Christmas, I was given a membership to the New Orleans Athletic Club.
Good.
The finest present I ever was given. I work out there with the weights and I swim to keep myself fit. When I started out there, I was getting soft in the belly, but now my belly's hard. My belly is so hard that man can punch me in my belly and it don't even hurt. Punch me, go on, see.
Oh, gracious. Now, Mitch, just because Stella and Stanley aren't at home is no reason why you should behave like a gentleman.
Just give me a slap whenever I step out of bounds.
Won't be necessary. You're a natural gentleman. One of the very few still left in the world. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm some severe, old-maid school teacher or anything like that. It's just, well, I guess it's just that I have old-fashioned ideals.
Where's Stanley and Stella tonight?
I went out with Mr. and Mrs. Hubble upstairs.
Where'd they go?
I think they were planning to see a preview at Lowe State.
No, we should all go out together sometime.
No, that would not be a good plan.
Why not?
You're an old friend of Stanley's.
Yeah, we was in 241st together.
I guess he talks to you frankly.
Sure.
Has he talked to you about me?
No, he hasn't said much.
Well, you say that, I suspect he has.
No, he hasn't said very much.
Well, what he has said. But what would you say his attitude toward me was?
Why do you want to ask something like that?
Well,
Don't you get along with him?
what do you think?
I don't think he understands you.
Put it mildly. If it weren't for Stella about to have a baby, I wouldn't be able to endure things.
He isn't nice to you?
He's insufferably rude. Goes out of his way to offend me.
What way, Blanche?
Why, in every conceivable way.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Are you?
Well, I don't see how anybody could be rude to you.
Surely he must have told you how much he hates me.
I don't think he hates you.
He hates me. Or else why would he insult me? When I first laid eyes on him, I said to myself, that man is my executioner. That man's going to destroy me unless I...
Blanche?
Yes, honey.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes. What?
How old are you?
But why do you want to know?
I talked to my mother about you, and she said, how old is Blanche? And I wasn't able to tell her.
Talk to your mother about me?
Yes.
Why?
I told her how nice you were and that I liked you.
Were you sincere about that?
You know I was.
Well, why did your mother want to know my age?
Mother's sick.
Sorry to hear it. Badly?
She won't live long. Maybe just a few months.
Oh.
She's worried because I'm not settled.
Oh.
She wants me to be settled before she...
Love her very much, don't you?
Yes.
I think you have a great capacity for devotion. But you'll be lonely when she passes on, won't you? I understand what that is.
To be lonely?
I love someone too. The person I loved, I lost.
Dead? A man?
Was a boy. Just a boy when I was a very young girl. And I was 16 when I made the discovery. Love. It was all at once and much, much too completely. It was like someone turned a blinding light on something that had always been half in shadow. And that's how it struck the world for me. But I was unlucky. Deluded. Something different about the boy. Gentleness, tenderness, shyness that wasn't quite like a man's, although he wasn't the least bit effeminate looking. Still, that thing was there. He came to me for help. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything except I loved him unendurably. He was in the quicksands and clutching at me. And I wasn't holding him out, I was pulling in with him. I didn't know that. And I found out. Worst of all possible ways. coming into a room that I thought was empty, but wasn't empty. Oh, it had two people in it. Boy I had married and an older man who had been his friend for years. Afterwards, we pretended as if nothing had been discovered. The three of us drove out to the Moonlight Casino, very drunk and laughing all the way. Then, suddenly in the middle of the dance, my husband broke away from me and ran out of the casino. A few moments later, a shot. He had stuck a revolver in his mouth and fired. The back of his head had been blown away. It's all because on the dance floor, unable to control myself, I suddenly said, I saw, I know, you disgust me. Suddenly, the searchlight that had been turned on the world was turned off again, and never for one moment since has there been any light stronger than this kitchen candle.
You need somebody. I need somebody too. Could it be you and me, Blanche?